And we are recording. Yeah. Guess what, folks? It's Sunday! Yes, it fucking is. Time for a bit of What's Up as my throat slowly fucking gives up the ghost. Hold on. Oh, that's better. So, yeah, it has been a rather busy week, like the past week for me, with real life stuff going on. That's why there's been no reviews up this week, but there will be a return to normality next week. Next week, however, it's going to be mostly juice reviews, because there's a stack of liquids that needs to be reviewed from me, and I decided let's just essentially make next week practically all e-liquid reviews. There's going to be a disposable review thrown in there as well, but for the most part it's going to be liquid reviews. I need to clear the decks of a lot of the liquid reviews that have started piling up. So that's what's going to be happening next week. There is hardware that's came in, with thanks to eSig1. Actually, eSig1 sent me some items over, based around, in fact I can show you them, hold on, not that, but this. It's the folks at Vaping. So it's the Vaping, it's got the DNA 60 chip, a rather old chip these days, but it's the Vaping Cooker. Rather unfortunate name. It's going to cook your juice because it's a cooker. No. Anyway, but they sent that in two different versions, the DNA 60 version and Vaping's own chip version that's in there, and there's a couple of other bits and pieces of hardware that's came in as well. But again, because it's July, or getting to the end of July now, but because it's July, things have been quiet on the hardware side. Things have been very quiet on the hardware side. All that's left in the review box under the table is basically pod kits. That's all that's left in there right now. There is a couple of releases that have been slated to be released in not October, be released in August, but it's quiet. It's quiet. There isn't really much going on in the way of releases. There really isn't. So next week there's going to be a stack of liquid reviews. The week after that it will switch mainly back to hardware again. I just want to clear out some of the liquids that have started piling up for review. The UK Vape Show will also be returning next week after a couple of weeks off. Myself, Aidan, Sean, and for that matter Adam as well, had a lot of real life stuff going on, so we decided to basically shut the show down for a couple of weeks at the end of this month, just so we can basically catch up with real life. So UK Vape Show should be returning next Thursday, and that's basically it, folks. That's essentially it. There's no first looks. There isn't really much in the way of news. There hasn't really been that many releases. It's been a very quiet couple of weeks. But again, we're essentially winding down summer now as we get into August, moving into September. The releases should start coming very, very thick and fast as we head into the beginning of August, going into the beginning of September. June and July, especially July, they've always been quiet months. And if there is any major releases during those 2 months, they're rarities. Like that thing from Vaping the Cooker, it's a rarity, because if you look at what Smok's been doing, what Geek Vape's been doing, what Aspire's been doing over the past couple of months, they haven't really been doing much, because again, June and July in the Western Hemisphere, especially July, is basically when the schools are off. So all the parents of those kids are off doing their vacation stuff, spending lots of money on their vacation, and they don't really have money to spend on vape gear. That's why June and July have always been the two quiet months. There isn't really that much being released, because in the Western Hemisphere, everybody's fucking skint. Simple as that. Everybody's skint, because they're doing the whole school summer holiday thing. Anyway, am I forgetting anything? UK Vape Show back next week. Mostly juice reviews with a disposable chucked in next week. Back to the hardware reviews the week after. I think I've covered everything. Have I? I keep thinking, I haven't taken any notes because there wasn't really anything to take notes for. Oh! I knew I was forgetting something. E-Cig 101. Honest, I'm not getting a cold. I've just got fucking... or maybe I fucking am. Knowing my luck, I probably am. It's just a little annoying tickly cough in the back of the throat and I can't shake the fucker. It's not a cold, because my nose ain't stuffed up. E-Cig 101. Which has been laying dormant since I moved out of the studio back to here. There will be the final 2 episodes of what is Series 3 is basically halfway through recording. I scrapped the last 2 recordings because they were fucked up. So it's basically halfway through recording and the last 2 episodes of Season 3 is basically covering liquid mixing. So the first episode going up probably in 2 weeks is going to be a very, very simple recipe with a couple of flavours, just to get people to dip their toe in liquid mixing. The final episode of Season 3 is going to be a multi-layered flavour. So you're talking 3, maybe 4, might even be 5 flavours in this layered concoction that I'm going to be coming up with, again from flavours from the folks over at Chemnavatic. And then once those 2 episodes are done and dusted, Season 4, which is all about rebuildables and higher wattage vaping, should hopefully be kicking off at the end of August going into the beginning of September. Season 4's already planned out. I know what I'm going to be doing for each of the episodes, and it is going to be a long one. It looks as if it's going to be 14 episodes for Season 4. Because again, it's covering fucking squonkers, mechs, semi-mechs, click-fet, MOSFET based stuff, rebuildable tanks, rebuildable drippers, mechanical mods. It's covering everything, but it's going to be covering the basics of it. I'm not going to delve into too much detail because again, Season 4 is not going to be for the seasoned veteran of advanced hobbyist vaping. It's going to be for the people that are using kits like this. Stock coil sub-ohm tank kits. They've never looked at a rebuildable before. They've never looked at a squonker before. They've never looked at a semi-mech or a full mech before. They haven't even thought of dabbling in rebuildables. That's what Season 4 is aimed at. It's aimed at the very beginner. Well, not the very beginner. It's aimed at the intermediate vapor, the stock coil sub-ohm tank user who's thinking of dabbling in rebuildables. That's what Season 4's aimed at. Again, it's not aimed at the veterans, it's not aimed at people that are already on rebuildable tanks, it's aimed at the people who want to dip their toe into it. So Season 4 has already been planned out. All the episodes have been nailed down. I know what to do for each of those episodes, and recording for Season 4 is going to kick off halfway through August. That's what I'm hoping for anyway, halfway through August. And I think that basically covers it, folks. Yeah, I think it does. There's nothing much else left to cover. And I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Am I? I probably am, knowing me. No, I don't think I am. Anyway, that's it from me, folks. As always, thanks for watching and have a good one.